What's going on, everybody? Frank Knight here with
Wilson Cheng, Senior Brand Manager at Bandai Namco.
Thanks for joining us. And you're going to show us a little more details on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. So we know that we just had Anime Expo here in the US, and Japan just had a wonderful Japan Expo where you guys showed off a bunch of cool stuff. So we're going to play a little one-on-one. We're going to check out some of the new levels and new characters, and talk about some of the announcements that you guys made. How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds great.
So I'm just going to go old school, and I'm just going to go grab a nice saying here. We're saying Gogeta?
Yep.
Yeah, sure, that'll be fun.
And let me join in here. I'm gonna go with Trunks.
Okay. And this is the Trunks that we've seen in the Xenoverse 1 game with the nice long coat time patroller Trunks. Now, the first thing that we're going to notice here is that there's stage selects for one-on-one local play. So people that play the last game, I noticed that the World Tournament was the only place you can play. But now we have other training locations. We have Supreme Kai's World and the Cell Games right now. So let's go check out like Cell Games.
Cool. Yep, sounds great. There's multiple new stages, so a lot more stuff to see.
So what other kind of new things did we have introduced in this game that weren't in the last? Is there a difference in like the combo system or the fighting system? Like, how does that change?
Yeah, totally. I mean, there's a lot more combos that you have in this game versus the previous game. So if you notice in the previous game, like when players got really good, they started using the combos over and over again, so it kind of got really repetitive. So this time around, we're really trying to make it variable in terms of all the different combos for all the characters. So it just depends on the character that you're using.
Yeah, so people might be noticing that like now we have this new dash-in system, where in the old games it might have been much more difficult to clear distances, but now with a little two-button combo you can rush in and you can start a little chain of events. So that's really nice.
So there we go. We're rushing in right now. So like the previous game, you have your light and strong attacks. If you hold down the triangle button, you'll have the charge strong attack, and then you also have your different movesets down here with the supers. So let's see if we can show some new. Let me see if I could do something called a Oro Burst Dash, which is basically an evasion technique while attacking your character. Let me see if I can do that here.
Okay.
You know what? I may not be able to do it on command, but let's see if I can kind of. Whoops. Oh, there you go. So for example, you see him curve. Let me see if I can do this again. So if you'll notice, you'll actually he sort of does this curve attack. See? You see that? So basically, when your opponent tries to shoot you with Ki Blast or things like that,
then you can kind of avoid them in your charge. So you're not just charging right into the line of fire.
Yeah. So it becomes like it's a defensive and offensive technique.
Yep. And it's wonderful. It adds a lot more complexity than the game's fighting system used to have. Now, in addition to changes from the game, normally a lot of things like new characters and stuff are being added.
Yes.
So we have a lot more characters in this game than were in previous ones. What are some of the ones that we can look forward to?
Right. So for example, in this build of the game, there's Janemba, who wasn't in the previous game. There's Gogeta. There's also other characters that are from the new Dragon Ball Super series that we can't quite name yet, but definitely lots of new faces that will be joining the ranks.
Yeah, so if anybody paid attention to the news coming out of the Japan Expo announcement, they announced that pre-orders would come with Dragon Ball Z super character that people might look very familiar.
That's right. That's right.
And he may or may not be the protagonist for the current story arc in Dragon Ball Z Super. We don't want to do any spoilers for people that aren't following that show.
That's right.
But so you can confirm that that's going to come to the U.S. too. It's not just Japan, right?
Correct. Yes, that is coming to the U.S. It's part of the DLC that's part of the day one and the pre-orders.
So DLC was a huge thing for the original Xenoverse. I love getting the GT packs and eventually getting some Super Saiyan blue hair and all that kind of great stuff. What kind of stuff can we expect to find coming for expansions and DLC for this game? Yeah,
so we've announced a season pass. So there are 4 different DLC packs that will be coming out. They're $29.99. There's 4 of them. So there's lots of content. So there's missions, there's stories, new characters, tons of different techniques, different things that will be added, outside of the game that's shipping on the 25th of October.
That's great to know. It's nice to know that this is going to be like almost a platform. That we're going to expect a lot of content coming up. Feel free to just grab anybody.
Yep, that's right.
And that this is going to be something that, like, when we pick up, we're going to have Dragon Ball Z content for a while. the time between Xenoverse 1 and 2 was a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like Xenoverse 3, not even thinking about that right now. It's all about what kind of new content, what do the fans want in this game, what costumes do we want, and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, that's right. We took a lot of the feedback from the original game, and the team really took that to heart. And what they've done is actually built a game that's taken a lot of the feedback and implemented a lot of the different things to make the game and improve the game. So there's it's always improving. So like you mentioned, the game will be supported post-launch, for up to a year. I mean, with all kinds of content. So it's all kinds of DLC, all kinds of free things as well. So I think if you notice, like one of the changes here that is what we call the key blast. Like if you notice that they actually curve, so it has much more anime.
To follow me, and even with the Kamehameha, I'm not very good at it, but you can you can bend it for the first time. So I'm trying to get good at trying to aim where that bend goes, but that's definitely a lot of fun. It's definitely something you've seen in the anime. It's absolutely canonical. Of Goku pulling on the Kamehameha to try and turn it.
Yep. And then I think we announced this as well, but 60 frames per second. So that's the fighting frame rate that we have. So smooth and just making sure that everything feels good in terms of fighting.
No, it's wonderful to see like the crispness of 60 frames per second when it does to a fighting game like this.
Yep.
Oh, there I go flying. Now we also noticed that there's going to be vehicles for the hub world.
Yes.
Now, one of the other pre-order bonuses I saw was the log from the original Dragon Ball. So
yes, the Tao Pai Pai stick will make its appearance. It's part of the Day 1 edition and pre-order, so that's something that people can look forward to. So yeah, there will be vehicles in the game, so you can race against friends in the hub world and do different things like that. It just makes traversal a lot easier.
Yeah, the hub world traversal in the previous game was probably one of the weaker things, just because you were just like, oh, I gotta walk 3 screens away. Just at a nice, casual, jaunty walk. I'm in no hurry at all.
Yeah, that's right.
But so it seems like this time we can fly, we can have vehicles and stuff, and all kinds of fun things will happen in the hub world.
That's right. I mean, I think it just makes it that much easier for people to get into. I mean, the whole point is to not force people to kind of get from place to place. We want people to play the content and actually enjoy the content. So it's not about just like running around in this world. It's about getting places and doing stuff. So so for example, in the new city of Kantan that we're calling, 300 players can actually run around that world at the same time. So lots of different activities will be going on in the hub world.
So 300 players. How does that compare to the previous games for those people who didn't experience the hub world?
Yeah, so the previous game we had 200 players that you can run around with, but we've added an extra 100 people. So there's actually a lot of things that are going on. So there's a lot of planned activities that are going to be happening also. So
wonderful that people can participate in en masse. That's great.
Yeah.
Now, of course, right now I'm using the Time Patroller, which is your creative character if you're doing story mode.
That's right.
And he's all wonderful and awesome. He has Super Saiyan hair now. He has new costumes and stuff. And you'll be able to build tons of these the hub world running around.
That's right.
So that'll be fantastic. And of course, one of the other big things is we now have an official release date, October 25th. Everybody get their pre-orders in.
That's right.
Thank you so much for coming and playing. It's a lot of fun.
Much.
I can't wait to play the story mode and find out how I can change the past of Dragon Ball.
Awesome.
So for more on Dragon Ball Xenoverse and all things Dragon Ball, keep it locked right here on IGN.